ballpark is about to heat up as two of baseball's hottest hitters take the field tonight. The Mets' David Wright has a .441 average and 10 doubles in May, the best in the majors. While the Bucks' Andrew McCutchen is hitting a sharp .389 this month to go along with 7 home runs. See if they stay hot next on Root Sports. The boys from the Big Apple have arrived at PNC Park, and the Bucks hope to send them home. Certainly not as happy as that young one there. It's the first of a 3-game series, the Pirates and the New York Mets. Hi again, everyone. Along with Bob Walk, I'm Tim Neverett. The Bucks start the night 3 games out of first place in the National League Central Division. And this 9-game homestand pretty important. 2 very good players showing the way in May. Our PNC achievement tonight, Andrew McCutchen and David Wright. And Bob, both guys have been getting it done.
Well, there's no doubt that both hitters are very hot. But if you look at the numbers, there is a little bit of a difference here. It's not necessarily the batting average. It's the home runs. Andrew's got 7 long balls this month. Wright's only got 1. I don't know about you, but I'll take those home runs over the .440 batting average any day. That .389 is pretty good to go with those 7 home runs.
PNC for the achiever in you. And another guy who has to be proud of his achievements over the last week has earned himself a spot in the lineup in an unfamiliar place, right field. That's Josh Harrison.
Well, that's for sure. There's that old saying, if you hit, they will find a place for you to play. Well, here's a huge example of that. 5 different positions he has been at of late because his bat has been so hot. When you're hitting like Josh, you have to play.
So Jay Hay moves over to right field for the first time since he was in low A ball with the Cubs. Well, it is a battle of left-handers here tonight as Eric Bedard looks for his first home win here at PNC Park. The Southpaw showdown with the Mets, Johan Santana. It's coming up on Root Sports.
Pirates baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. By your Toyota dealer, where quality, dependability, and good MPG all come standard. Toyota, moving forward. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Eric Bedard leaving the dugout, taking the field moments ago. Pirates 19-22, and the Mets 22-19 as we start this three-game series at PNC Park. And Andrew McCutchen has been pretty hot this month. We pointed out, hopefully he'll stay that way. Terry Collins sends his lineup out looking like this. The switch hitter Andres Torres plays center field, leads off. Turner at second. David Wright, the third baseman, bats third. Scott Hairston, Lucas Duda is in right field. Vinny Rotino making his debut here at PNC Park for the Mets. Ronnie Cedeno, former Bucco, Mike Nikias, and Johan Santana bats ninth to face Pirate left-hander Eric Bedard.
And time to take a look at Eric's numbers, brought to you by the Western Pennsylvania Chevy dealers. 2-5 the record, but boy, is that misleading. He has been very, very good for the Pirates this year. ERA is in great shape, and he has been striking some people out. 44 strikeouts in just 41 innings.
Facing Andres Torres, batting right-handed. Torres, a 200 hitter. Just one home run and 10 runs batted in. Strike is called, 1-1. You know, the Mets, Bob, the way their batting averages look, not so unfamiliar from where the Pirates are. You've got one guy doing very well. McCutchen is up there, and David Wright obviously up there, but other guys struggling. Torres pops this one back and out of play for strike two.
Well, it definitely makes a difference when you pitch against a lineup that has certain places in it that aren't hitting. You become very conscious of where those places are, and you look for them during the course of the game to maybe get you out of trouble.
And a 1-2 from Bedard to Andres Torres. Up high.
And obviously, you know where the guys are that are hitting, and you try to avoid any situation where you have to pitch to them, especially with runners on base.
Manager Terry Collins. And a swing and a miss. Strike three. And now Andres Torres continues his struggles. He's 2 for his last 35. Defensively for the Bucks, Tabata in left and Josh Harrison in right field tonight. Alvarez gets the start at third against the left-hander Santana. And Michael McHenry behind the plate catching Eric Bedard. Josh telling me in the dugout prior to the game he hasn't played right field since he was in Peoria, Illinois as a Chicago Cubs farmhand. Justin Turner fouls it off.
No telling where he's going to end up playing if he continues to hit like he is. There aren't that many hitters on our club right now, so you got to find a place for him.
Clint Hurdle was talking about Jose Oquendo earlier today in reference to what Josh Harrison could become. He was asked about Harrison being a man without a position. He said when he was a player with the Cardinals, he was there at the time when Jose Oquendo started becoming that super utility player and actually played 9 positions in one game one time when Clint was a teammate of Oquendo, also known as the secret weapon. But Josh, as pointed out, has played 5 different positions this week. 0-2 pitch coming. It's missed on the inside edge. 1-2.
Well, that's where Bedard normally is very good at. Gets a lot of his strikeouts with that exact pitch. He'll freeze those hitters with a fastball on the inside corner.
Two fouled off. So Justin Turner, another one of the guys at the top of the order struggling, 204. But on deck, David Wright, who has been doing anything but struggling. Bedard readies the 1-2 pitch. A one hopper to Walker. Handles that easily. 2 gone for the Mets in the top of the 3rd.
Very easy. A little room service hop right up there, belt high. Easy play for Walker. See him get this pitch inside, just fought it off, came right off the label, didn't go anywhere. If he would have got a little bit more toward the head of the bat, he would have probably been able to muscle that ball in the right field, but jammed badly. Didn't even get to Walker on the fly.
Wright has faced Bedard twice in his career. He's 1 for 2 against him. Pitch inside for ball 1. .412 average through the first 41 games, and all time as a Met. That's the best since Cleon Jones in 1969 when he hit .379 through the first 41. The most recent guy to approach that was Carlos Beltran when he was with the Mets in 2009 at .367. Wright has battled injuries in recent years and is playing healthy. That has certainly contributed to his success. And Bedard backs him up. And a 3-0 coming. And that's in for a strike. David Wright, certainly a player to watch in the big leagues, and guy who has been tearing it up. Bedard hopes to cool him off, and the Bucks hope to keep him cool throughout this 3-game set. 2 down, bases empty. Bedard's 3-1. Missed, and he walked him.
Very careful, obviously, with Wright. Trying to make just. Even with a 3-1 pitch, he tried just to tickle that outside corner a little bit.
16th walk for Bedard against 44 strikeouts, 45 strikeouts after the strikeout of Torres to start the game. Well, now facing Scott Hairston.
You try to identify somebody before the game of, okay, this is a guy that I'm not going to allow to hurt me. I'm going to try and make him hit my pitches all night, and if I walk him, I don't care. And I would imagine that that's a conversation they had about Wright.
Probably a similar conversation they had during the opening series on the road. I remember having that discussion with Clint Hurdle about Matt Kemp, saying that no matter what, we're not going to let him beat us. And they probably had a similar conversation about Wright here. Maybe Terry Collins had that same discussion in the Mets clubhouse about this guy.
I've been saying that for about a month, and he keeps getting pitched to, so I don't get it.
Man, I asked Clint yesterday about
the Nationals.
Yeah, they kept pitching to him. The Tigers kept pitching to him, and Clint told me, well, yeah, he's getting pitches to hit. And I said, is it a coincidence or not that since Pedro Alvarez came in to hit behind him, even though Pedro has struggled lately, he said, there aren't a lot of guys in the big leagues. He asked me to name 5 guys off the top of my head who are getting pitched around today. He said nobody's getting pitched around. Not very many guys anyway. Well, Hairston awaits the 1-2 from Bedard. David Wright off at first. It's 2-2 to Hairston. Hairston became the 10th player in Mets history and the first since Jose Reyes in 2006 to hit for the cycle. Did that back on April 27th at Colorado. His last hit that got him the cycle was a 2-out double in the 6th. Rip foul.
It was a nice effort.
Good effort.
But couldn't quite get there. Didn't have the range to make that catch. Mets fans. That's why. That's what happened.
No
Mets
hands.
fans.
No hands at all. Got the whole little area to themselves. They couldn't make the play. 2-2 to Hairston. To Barnes, and the flip to Walker takes care of right of the force out. No runs, no hits, one left after half inning. Mets nothing. And the Pirates coming to bat. Game one of a three-game series with the New York Mets. Clint Hurdle's lineup brought to you by Toyota. Tabata leading off, then Harrison, McCutchen, and Walker hitting behind Alvarez in the fifth spot, hitting .306 against left-handed pitching. And McGee and Barmes, Michael McHenry hitting eighth, Eric Bedard in the 9 spot against Johan Santana. Santana missed last season, now on his way back.
There you see Santana's numbers on the year, everything in pretty good shape. Like nothing ever happened. Don't believe he quite has the fastball that he used to, but still very effective. Excellent changeup.
Santana missed the season in the major leagues. He did have a couple of minor league rehab appearances. And Tabata belts this one to left field, and after it is Scott Hairston.
You don't see that much from Tabata where he decides to charge out and pull a fastball like this. Normally he's thinking fastball the other way. He gets a heater on the inside corner and definitely was looking for it. Hard, hold it. Velocity on that pitch was 88. That is a fastball that you can kind of get out and get after, especially after some of that velocity that we saw from a few of the Tiger pitchers.
Yeah, it's amazing too. You go back to that first game with Verlander. How he kind of picked and nibbled around 92, 93, 94 early, and cranked it up to as high as 99 and 100 late in the ball game. But even Scherzer yesterday, mid to upper 90s most of the way. And the man who broke up the no-hitter on Friday night at the plate, Josh Harrison. Josh was asked about being booed at Comerica Park for the rest of the weekend. He thought it was funny. He was just doing his job.
Yeah, you want to be booed by the other team. It means you're doing your job.
1-2, little roller to third. Right one hands. 2 out. Mets defense. In the outfield, Hairston, Andres Torres in center, Lucas Duda the right fielder. David Wright is at third base, Ronnie Cedeno at short, Justin Turner the second baseman, and Vinny Rotino is over at first tonight. Montana, I think it's the batter. There is the former Bucco shortstop, Ronnie Cedeno, with his new club, the Mets. Cutchin fouls it back. Cedeno has been coming off the bench more often than not. Ruben Tejada has been the starting shortstop, but injuries have put Cedeno in the lineup. Nothing in one to Kutch, who has been killing left-handed pitching, and he bangs this one toward the right center field gap. That's down for a base hit.
He is becoming a pretty consistent, in his amazement. Every night, occasionally he'll have an off night. Struck out 3 times. I can't remember now which game it was up there. Was it the Verlander game? It might have been yesterday.
Well, yesterday he did.
Yeah, yesterday's game. But I mean, those type of games are becoming fewer and fewer. As you watch him develop as a baseball player, he is becoming one of the league's best. That's for sure.
Alvarez pops it up. First ball swinging. Second baseman Turner underneath it. Justin Turner makes the catch. McCutchen gets a hit. One man stranded. We're through one scoreless at PNC Park. And Pirates with Bob Walk. I'm Tim Never. Dan Potash in the building also. Here's Lucas Duda, the right fielder. That's a big glove, isn't it? Big old catcher's mitt. Duda takes ball 1.
They might get a chance to use it. You gotta come to the ballpark with your glove. It's very important, especially here.
Maybe those Mets fans last inning.
Well, the PNC Park fans have a reputation of making the plays, so got to have your glove.
So now if they had the glove, so now they're getting a little grief.
No, they still wouldn't have made. They still wouldn't have been able to make the catch because they had no range. They couldn't move left or right.
Yeah. Well, range is positioning. They were out of position. And a strike to Duda, 1-2. You're right, though. We see, we travel all over the place. We see better plays made here by the fans than anywhere. He's ready. Two and two to the Mets right fielder. Now Eric Bedard looking for home win number 1. He's 2-5. Managed to keep his ERA just a tick over 3. A hot shot right at Walker for the first down.
What'd you say? Positioning's range.
That's it.
Good positioning on that one. Ball hit very hard and not much time to move left or right. If you weren't in the right spot, that was going to be a hit. Nick Leva, third base coach, he's when we're on defense, he's in charge of moving those infielders and making sure they're in those right spots.
Rotino bangs one to left field, and he will turn first and head for second base and then slam the brakes on. Talbot got that ball in quickly. A long single for Rotino. That's with a base runner and one out.
Well, we had good positioning on the first one. This one just off about a step. One more step off the line, he'd have made that play. Can't play everywhere, though. Got to make your choices.
Ronnie Cedeno got less than a happy reception from the fans here. And he will take ball one from Bedard. Cedeno out of Carabobo, Venezuela. 233. A homer and 6 runs batted in. Ronnie's home run was a 3-run shot back in the 17th off Logan Ondrusek of the Cincinnati Reds. Well, Ronnie's time here was up and down. There were times where he was one of the better defensive shortstops and other times not.
It was a little inconsistent, but when he was having one of those good stretches, he could be as good as anybody out there.
It's a foul ball down third. Well, one thing that used to get Ronnie quite a bit, especially facing right-handed pitchers, a slider down and away. He would chase it. There you go. Got a new souvenir. New hat, looks like, too. Little infield playing for 2. It's a 1-2 count to Cedeno. 1 out and 1 on. Chops it foul.
Bedard trying to maybe bounce something, get him a chase. Now that's going to be a nice shot right there. That'll get sent out to all the grandparents, aunts and uncles.
Make a good screensaver. 1-2 to the Mets shortstop Cedeno. Backed him up with a fastball. It's 2-2.
That'll be on Instagram.
Yeah, are you into that? Instagram?
Oh yeah.
Count is full now. 3-2 to Cedeno.
Cedeno showing some patience on chasing those pitches downstairs.
Probably waiting for something straight from Bedard. Now with 1 out, keep an eye on Rotino at first base. Time is called at the plate. Bedard shaking off McHenry at first.
Well, one thing we've certainly seen this year is Bedard will not be hurried. He will take his time.
He's in no rush. He's not going anywhere. Cedeno hits this one deep to right center field. On the run, McCutchen. And McCutchen won't get it. He and Harrison combined to make the play. Around third and coming home is Rotino, and Ronnie Cedeno drives in the game's first run.
He certainly smacked that one good. Showing a little opposite field pop, taking it to right center. Right at the very bottom of the wall. Didn't quite make the fence on the fly. A little bit of a different right center than we're used to over the last couple of nights.
Yeah,
we saw some big outfields on that last road trip,
especially in Miami.
And Miami was huge. Comerica Park, the center field there is just massive. And we have the deep corner here, but nothing like those two parks we saw on the road.
That's the deepest part here, north side notch. Mike Nickius, the catcher. Now time is called again. Nickius 5 out of 18 on the road this year, 278, but all season 163. And a lot more success, it seems, in the limited sample away from Citi Field than at Citi Field. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nickius.
He'd be a rare hitter that like Citi Field. Did they move the fences in this year?
I think they understand they have. Yeah, we don't go there till September. We have a 4-game series there in September. Who knows? It's a long ways away. They might move them in again by the time we get there. I think this would be the second time they have altered the outfield walls there since it opened. Well, Bedard and McHenry trying to get on the same page. Clint Barnes coming in to join the meeting.
We saw this. Where was it that the two of them had some numerous meetings about signs? Was it St. Louis? I think it was St. Louis.
Might have been St. Louis.
Oh wait, no. That was AJ.
Well, that was. I don't know. You've got me confused now. I don't remember. Was it Washington?
No, it was in St. Louis when Rod got thrown out of the game. Wasn't that St. Louis?
Yeah. Second inning. He's having himself a pretty good month as well.
Yeah,
he's picked it up.
Turned things around with the bat. Not only the average climbing, getting the ball over the fence. 3 home runs in the last road trip.
Did he go? No, says first base umpire Mike Everett. So 3-1 to Nickius. Cedeno in scoring position at second. He's driven in the game's first run. That's with a 1-0 lead. Bedard steps off.
Loves to slow things down anytime. He's always very deliberate, but anytime he starts getting a little bit of trouble, he'll really slow it down.
Bedard against the Mets catcher Mike Nickius. And he's walked him. Second walk of the game this year by Bedard. Now 2 on. And 1 man out. And the batter will be the pitcher Santana.
Well, this normally would be a bunt situation. Just a little bit. Actually, it just kind of caught the strike zone, didn't it?
Like it hit that low corner. Pirates pitching coach Ray Searage checking the notes. Laz Diaz calling the balls and strikes tonight. Mike Everett at first base, Paul Schreiber at second, and Tim Welke is in back of third. 1-0 top of the second inning. Again, this is an important series, an important homestand for the Pirates where they are in the standings at this point, in spite of the fact they're 3 under 5. Got down to third, and Alvarez will take the out at first base. 2 men out, runners move up. Follow the Pirates with the MLB.com @BAT12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Pirates.com for details.
Absolute excellent bunt by Santana. Brought Alvarez in to have to make the play. So now he's helped his cause out. 2 runners in scoring position. This is a very important hitter. You get him out. Okay, 1-0, no big deal. A base hit, it's 3-0, and that is a big deal.
A lot of pitches for Bedard. I mean, he's way over where he wants to be at this point. 42 pitches.
I don't think Eric is going to be a guy that goes deep in ball games with all the injury problems, the history he has. I think they're always going to be looking to keep him 100 or less. And so it's going to be, a season where 6-7 innings out of Eric is going to be about it, I would think. I could be wrong, but I believe even Eric himself said that 100 pitches is about his limit at this stage of his career.
Yeah, about 6 innings. 6 innings or 100 pitches, and now the bases are full. And Bedard has hit a road bump here in the second. 3 walks in the game for Bedard so far. Walked a full here after the double by Cedeno. He walked Nikias, and then the sacrifice by Santana's moved him over. Now Torres loads the bases with 2 down for Justin Turner, and Ray will make a visit.
I think this might be a lot about giving him a little bit of a breather, because this is a long inning. It's not really uncomfortable, but it was a little warm around game time. So just let him catch his breath a little.
Right now it's not a pretty picture for the Bucks.
It's a beautiful shot, but you're not going to like all those base runners out there. It is a beautiful shot, though. I mean, say out of town people, like from New York right now, you come here to see this, you got to just be amazed by sitting down there and looking out over the city, watching this game. There's a ballpark in America that has this view.
Second baseman Justin Turner hits it into left field. This is trouble. Cedeno scores. Behind him, Nikias. Nobody covering third. 2 runs in. It's 3-0.
Well, there you go. I want to go back to that sacrifice bunt. That we're back in the National League games right now, and it's so important for a pitcher to be able to do those type of things. You get the bunt down, you put 2 runners in scoring position, somebody hits a ground ball, and there you go. And Tabata, he comes up and there's nobody to throw to at third, so he just gives the ball to Barmes.
Well, the problem is the Pirates just cannot afford to get too far behind in games. Their offense hasn't proven they can come back from big deficits this year.
That's why I said earlier, if it's 1-0, okay, but 3-0, that's a problem, because of now we got to score a minimum of 4 runs tonight, and it's no secret we're kind of challenged when it comes to scoring a lot of runs. At least here we are early in the year. I mean, occasionally we do have a night where we put up a pretty good run total, but we also have those nights where we don't, and there's still a lot of those. So as a starting pitcher, you're going out there, and most of the time you're going to say, okay, hold them to 3 or less. It's almost kind of like a 2 or less now in this situation.
James McDonald goes tomorrow night. His earned run average is under 3 at 268. He'll face R.A. Dickey. Dickey off to a big start at 5-1. So you got 2 on, 2 out, and the hottest man on the planet, David Wright, at the plate. Wright walked his first time up. League leader in average. Bedard now has 2 strikes on him, 2-2. Bedard struggling to get out of this second inning. We're in the top of the second, 3-0 Mets, and the next pitch for Eric Bedard will be his 50th of the ballgame. Three hits in the inning, coupled with 2 walks. And Wright with a base hit. It's 4-0. Andres Torres comes across to score. And the beat goes on here in the second.
4 runs, that's the same amount of runs he gave up in his last start against Washington, and that's the most he's given up all year. So you look at that, you look up and you see it's still just the second inning, and this easily is Bedard's worst ball game.
David Wright drives in the 4th run of the game. Scott Hairston, 9th man to hit here in the second. On to Alvarez. He'll go the short way, and they get the 3rd out there. 4 runs come in. 4 hits. And Eric Bedard touched up. Mets put a 4 spot on the board. League Baseball during our June 10th telecast, and are looking for some local teams or stories to feature on the air. If you have a great Little League story or a team you'd like us to pay tribute to on June 10th, just visit rootsports.com to submit your information. Neil Walker.
I think I saw some hot dog ammo there on our opening shot, ready to go.
Really?
Yeah, those are the dogs that get blasted into the stands. They're all lined up, ready to shoot. I was wondering where they kept those. There they are.
There they are.
Oh, with the shooter. Wouldn't you love to be able to do that one night?
Yeah, but from up here, down there. I'd like to do it from on top of the building.
It's one of those bucket list things, you know. I want to shoot a hot dog out of one of those bazookas. Now see that the paper cup acts as a sabot.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, see, we're up here now. If we had that gun, we could go all the way down, pick our target.
That's why it's so tough for us to get a hot dog way up here.
You know, Walker down on strikes. 1 out for the Pirates in the second.
A good changeup. That's his bread and butter, really, especially those right-hand hitters.
There's Casey McGee. He's been struggling lately. He is now under 200 at 198. Be good to see him get back at it.
Slider there, I think he brought in over the outside corner to start things off.
Fastball at 88.
He's pretty consistent with that 88 mile-an-hour fastball. You see the pitches he throws to right-hand hitters, their percentages. You see that I think it was the changeup, was it 25%? I don't know if I saw that right. And that sounds about right to right-handers. Yeah, 25% of them are changeups. I'm sure to lefties that it would be much less. There's the changeup. And even though he doesn't throw in the 90s anymore, the changeup has not lost any of its effectiveness.
Still takes distance off between the bat and the ball. The slower velocity.
Now there it is against left-handers. Now look, changeup's only 7% against left-handers. He goes to the slider against the lefties. That's the difference. That's where he makes his change. As far as fastballs, the percentage is about the same.
McGee thought he held up, but Laz Diaz rings him up on strikes, and now they're discussing it. McGee does not think he went around. Let's take a look.
Yeah, watch this. See where the pitch was. See, I thought the pitch was a strike. It's on the corner. But Diaz is saying it was on the swing. Look, he's pointing. That's how you always tell. The umpire will point to the bat if he's calling it on the swing as opposed to the pitch.
Like the head of the bat across the plane of the plate. 2 strikeouts for Santana. Barmes fouls this one back. 1-1.
The other thing you can look at too, sometimes on the strikeouts, that you're not really sure what happened. You see him slapping the back of his hand with his other hand. That's telling everybody there was a foul tip.
That was 2 for 3 yesterday in Detroit. Just his 4th multi-hit game of the season. He needs to pile up some more of those.
Changeup again, that cued right off the end of the bat. So when you hit it off the very tip of the bat like it's a cue stick, you're within like just an inch of your swing from being too quick on that changeup. That's where you see those balls come cueing off the end of the bat. They're not on fastballs. But when you're out in front of an off-speed pitch, the bat is like pointing down toward first base at contact. So the ball, when it's right on the end, is actually hitting the tip of the bat and not the side.
And pulled the string on that one. And Barmes down on strikes, and the Pirates strike out in order in the second. Let's go to the third. 4-0 New York.
here at PNC Park, and the New York Mets are celebrating their 50th anniversary this season, but next season they will host the Midsummer Classic for only the second time in franchise history, the first one coming in 1964. Now, if you're curious, the Pirates have actually hosted the All-Star Game 5 times. Twice at Forbes Field in 1944 and 59, twice at Three River Stadium, 74 and 94, and of course once, most recently, here at PNC Park. I would think, guys, that a team in as big of a city as New York, you would host the game more than once. I know it's Mets in New York, Yankees, but still, you would think the Mets would have had it more than once.
Well, yeah, they get 2 shots at the apple, literally, with the Yankees and the Mets. So it's a good facility. It's a nice stadium. Duda fouls this one away. But
well, I think everybody that gets a new ballpark eventually should get an All-Star game as quick as possible to showcase it.
Well, Miami has had conversation. They would like to have one at some point in time. They've got a brand new park. We just left there.
That would be a festival, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That would be a festival. Yes, sir. That would be an All-Star game. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Duda down on strikes. He's 0 for 2. So for Bedard, Bob, after being touched up for 4 in the second inning, he's just got to bear down and come back here and forget about that last time.
Way out in front of that pitch. Those breaking balls, it's more the speed to get you than the breakage of the pitch.
Well, Vinny Rotino started that mess off in the second. Takes up high. He is 1 for 1.
I think what I usually say, and there's times where I hesitate because I don't want to sound like a broken record all the time, but when a starting pitcher goes out to the mound, there is a certain amount of runs you expect to give up. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. But when you have it happen early in a ball game, now you have to pitch the rest of that game like you're a relief pitcher, like you're coming in and there is no room for error. So from here on out, it doesn't matter what happens. He's got to make pitchers pitches. He can't just ever be in a spot where he's going to think, well, I got to throw a strike here. Don't walk anybody. That luxury is gone for him now. He's bent as far as you can bend. Now you got to throw zeros up there, or at least try to constantly.
Right at Barmas for the out, 2 gone.
And that's really what the whole deal is when you fall behind early and you're a starting pitcher. You've used up your grace period.
Yeah, no grace.
Yeah.
No grace. But now, what do you do next time around? Now you're facing these guys second time around.
Well, you try to learn by what happened that first time, and it's not always the same thing. Maybe they were just they dropped in some bloopers. Maybe you helped them out with walks. And maybe they hit some rockets off a certain pitch that you shouldn't have been throwing. There's reasons why they put up 4 runs, and in your mind you got to think, okay, what were those reasons, and I got to change that now. Was I wild? Did I throw the wrong pitches? Was I throwing the wrong location? Why? What happened there? And you got to make your adjustments. And that's the same thing that the hitters are going to have to do. For the Pirates, you go through that lineup one time. They've all seen Santana one. So now you go up there and you try to make your adjustments that second time up. Okay, this is what he did to me. It's just back and forth between the pitcher and the hitter the entire game, making adjustments and trying to change whatever happened before.
Two-1 to Cedeno. Ronnie didn't get booed when he was announced this time up. He hit a bad reception, but Ronnie did some good things for this club when he was here. Again, we talked about the inconsistencies, and that was not always the favorite thing of the managers he played for, but he did have some good moments.
Here was another thing too that was going against Ronnie as far as the fans. He was replacing one of the most popular Pirates we had for a long time, in Jack Wilson.
And he came from Seattle in that trade for.
So unless you got off to a great start, with the bat and doing a lot of wonderful things, you weren't going to be real popular because you're replacing somebody that they loved.
And there were times as that Ronnie would have good stretches defensively, but still he wasn't making those acrobatic type plays that Wilson could make. Not many guys could make some of the plays Jack made. Payoff pitch. And Ronnie's 2 for 2. 2-out single for Cedeno. You got to wonder too if Ronnie had this date circled.
You know, I don't know if he really, thinks it was, that big of a deal. I'm sure that he is enjoying these first couple of hits, especially that first triple. When he got the first double, when he got the second base, he showed a little emotion out there around the bag. But now it probably doesn't make that much difference to him once he got up there and he got booed, got it over with, got the big hit.
Now it's time to play.
Yep.
Nickius walked and scored in the second inning. 2 men out, 1 on for New York. To Nickius. April 20th was a big day for him because it snapped an 0 for 20 skid for him dating back to the previous season. He hadn't had a lot of luck from September on. Almost seeing a pattern here with Bedard, who was going to throw an awful lot of pitches tonight, it would appear. But starting guys off 2-0, then getting that 2-1 in, a breaking ball to the right-handed hitters.
He's about to throw number 70.
That's amazing. We're in the top of the third. Now, if he can't go very far tonight, Jeff Locke, guy who was called up for yesterday's game, was brought in to help with bullpen length. He is also a left-hander. Two and two. And Nickius strikes out looking. So 2 punch outs in the inning, a base hit, 1 left. With 2.5, it's a 4-0 lead for the Mets. Clint Hurdle wants his team to get some hits. Fireworks light up the Pittsburgh skyline from the best ballpark in America thanks to Highmark. It's also an Eaton Park Scratch and Win Saturday. All fans receive a scratch card good for prizes from Eaton Park. For tickets, visit Pirates.com. It'll be a big weekend here at PNC Park. All right, back at you. Got a Bob Walk jersey on there. 17.
I doubt that's a Bob Walk. My guess those are Alvarez.
That's Greg Hotchkiss, by the way, who's one of the sports information directors at Pitt. Handles Pitt basketball. Well, I don't know. It looks like Walk on the back.
Turn around.
Maybe not.
I think it's Alvarez. It might be her name.
Could be. All right, don't turn around. Don't prove me wrong.
There's a French fry.
Greg does a great job over there at Pitt. McHenry fouls this one off to the right. It's 0-2 to the Fort.
There's a nice catch down there. I don't know if you saw that one.
I didn't.
First row of the club section. I made a one-handed grab. Didn't drop the beverage in the right hand.
That's called balance, talent. Up high to McHenry, 2-2. Ford trying to get up above 182. Santana's delivery. Foul tipped into the glove of Nikias for strike 3. That is 4 straight strikeouts now for Johan Santana.
Just a little too quick. See the circle change grip. So he makes the OK sign with his left hand, and he's trying to propel the baseball forward with his ring finger and his middle finger. And you just can't get that much power by pushing with those two as you can with the middle finger and your index finger. That's what any change-up grip that you have, its goal is to take one of the power fingers off the back of the baseball. If you can get one of those fingers off the back of the baseball, you got yourself a change-up, because it's impossible then to throw the ball that hard.
2-1 to Bedard. His first at bat. Well, the Pirates need to break up this little string of strikeouts. They had enough of that yesterday. And Bedard, a base hit. Attaboy. Second hit of the ball game comes from the Pirates pitcher, Eric Bedard.
Fastball looks like there. Just punched it the other direction. There's been a couple examples this year when our hitters are having a tough time of it, and the pitcher gets up there and gets a base hit.
It's not bad when you can get a hit off a 2-time unanimous Cy Young winner.
He does everything well. If you notice that that glove of his, that Rawlings, that's not the usual red tag on it. That's a gold label. Only Gold Glove winners get to wear that one.
Won that Gold Glove in 2007. And he uses it right there. Cedeno's got one. That's 2.
Pretty impressive. How about the way he turned around with that ground ball? Wow.
Santana moving along here. Some runs for present 4-0 Mets. One at the top of the fourth. It is time for tonight's trivia question, brought to you by AT&T Mobility. Johan Santana is one of 5 pitchers to twice win the Cy Young Award by unanimous vote. Can you name the other 4? 4 other guys have won it twice unanimously.
Well, I don't know, but you can just throw names out there. Roger Clemens, maybe. Some of the great seasons he'd had. You would think that at least once he would have got it unanimous.
Yeah. Just thinking earlier, we were talking about it earlier, trying to figure it out. Maybe Sandy Koufax.
And perhaps Steve Carlton had that phenomenal year where he won 27 games in a season. The Phillies as a team won 50-something. How about the year Bob Gibson had a low 1 ERA for the entire season?
Yeah, it was 68, wasn't it? 1968.
Yeah, there's some great candidates. I'm interested to see what the answer is to this one.
1 ball, 1 strike pitch to Santana. Outside with a breaking ball, 2-1.
Good question tonight. Gets my stamp of approval.
Good. You like the multiple answer questions, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I really like this one. I don't know why, but it just was a good question.
Santana hits it into the glove of Barmes for out number 1.
You have Santana, it ties it all together.
That bat's going to go on the wood pile.
Can't use it. Can't use it anymore for a baseball bat.
Four nothing Mets, 1 out. Back to the top of the order. Andres Torres, who walked and scored in the second, struck out back in the first. Comes inside. The home run has been something that Bedard has been able to control. Although his last outing, he had 3 of them given up, but other than that, he had only given up 1 to Arizona's Aaron Hill. He had just the 1 bad outing his last time out in Washington. First game of that 2-game set. Ball left the yard with more regularity than he had seen.
I think Eric, he rubs the ball up more than any pitcher we have. He gets one back from the umpire. He seems like he refuses to throw it until he gives it a good rub.
Down on strikes for the second time tonight is Andres Torres. That's 4 strikeouts for Bedard.
He puts the breaking ball down, just about bouncing it, not quite. You can see that ball almost hit the dirt, but caught the bottom of the strike zone. That's how much it drops between the front of the plate and the catcher's glove.
Justin Turner had the 2-run single in the second inning. He's 1 for 2. He's also bounced out to Neil Walker at second base. Pitch in for a ball. One-0. That's in there. If Bedard can get some run support tonight, he'd be looking for win number 1 at PNC Park. He started out 0-2 here for his first 3 starts, but his earned run average has been 1.8. Haven't scored a lot for him.
Well, that one looked close, at least from our true center camera. Watch the strike zone presented by Range Resources. That ball was a ½ inch off the plate. Laz Diaz saw it correctly.
The 2-1. Bounces back to the screen. So ahead of Troy. He's on top of the wall and on top of PNC Park. Gives you the true center field look. You got introduced to him on All Access night recently. I think once you saw the games from Detroit and saw how far off center we were there, and come back here, it's real nice. There's a shot at McGee. Glove save. And he'll step on the bag for the third out. So Bedard able to get the Mets in order for the top half of the fourth. Harrison, McCutchen, and Alvarez coming up. Five pitchers, including Johan Santana, have twice won the Cy Young Award by unanimous vote. Can you name the other four? Well, you had Clemens.
I threw that name out there. I threw Carlton out there. Carlton's not on there.
Pedro Martinez and Greg Maddux and Sandy Koufax. That'd be a pretty good four-man rotation right there. You'd take that.
Not bad at all.
Adding Santana for the fifth guy. Well, would he be the fifth guy? He'd probably be the fifth guy in that rotation. Maybe.
You know, if you had that rotation, you probably wouldn't put numbers on it.
No, I guess not. You'd have one and one and one. It'd be the toughest decision a manager would have. It would be the opening day starter.
Those names just in a hat and pick them out, and that's the order they pitch.
Yeah. Pitching lottery. Rotation lottery. Josh Harrison is 0 for 1 tonight against Johan Santana. Bounced out to third. And he drives this one to the cap and left center. It'll roll a little bit. Harrison around first. Torres cuts it off, guns it to second, and Josh is in with a leadoff stand-up double. His fourth double.
He just keeps hitting. He's going to keep playing. Got a ball up, and he knew what to do with it. High fastball, I think.
The horn was blowing on that double.
Well, that leadoff double, that'll usually get you a run. Hopefully this will put us up on the board, get us in the game.
Here's McCutchen, 1 for 1. And he drives this one to left field. This one is over the head of the left fielder, Hairston. Around third and in to score is Harrison, and Kutch is 2 for 2. He has driven in his 21st run with his 8th double.
Oh, and the leadoff double is followed by a double. Then that usually gets you 2 runs. So see how it works out. Came in there with a fastball, just challenged him. See, now here's that situation that we were talking about earlier. Why do you give him anything to hit? I guess 4-run lead, that's the answer.
Well, yeah, and his average against left-handed pitching has just gone up from 476.
I mean, we saw on the replay there with the strike zone, the Range Resources strike zone, that's a good, solid strike. I mean, it wasn't like it was a borderline pitch.
Pedro is 2 out of 4 in his career against Santana. Was 2 for 3 before he popped out of the first pitch he saw in the first inning. Nothing in 1 to Pedro. McCutcheon at second with Cedeno playing right behind him.
Santana reaching back for something there. 88, 88, 88, 88 all day long, and that one was 90. He was trying to get a little extra and lost his release point.
McCutcheon, 7 home runs this month, most in a month since he hit 8. In August of 2009, he had a 3 home run game against the Nationals on August 1st of that year.
He does own the Nationals.
He'd like to own the Mets. Terry Collins looking on. Now a 3-run lead at 4-1. And Pedro hits a bullet to the corner. Trying to get McCutcheon in. And Alvarez heading for second base. He slides. He's safe. He's got an RBI double. It's 4-2. Back-to-back-to-back doubles.
Pretty good example there of how a changeup left-hander on left-hander doesn't work nearly as well as left-hander on right-hander. First pitch breaking ball out of the zone. You got a chase. He overthrew the fastball. Now he's going to come with a changeup. Or no, this pitch is going to be a changeup right in the middle of the plate and just hammered.
Well, that ends a streak for Alvarez of 6 straight games without an RBI. And the Bucks, when he drives in a run this year, are 9-3.
And now you're in that situation where essentially you still have a leadoff double. A leadoff double is supposed to score that guy. So at the end of this inning, at least it should be 4-3.
Neil Walker.
Got to get Pedro home.
He's got 14 runs batted in, struck out swinging in the second. Walker is 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts in his career against Santana. Pops up the bunt. And Pedro safely back to second base, but that didn't work out. 3 straight doubles, and Walker tried to bunt, and bunts into an out.
You know, this is not sacrificing for a bunt. He's bunting for a base hit. He's trying to drop the ball down third base and see if he can beat it out. And even if he gets thrown out, he's done his job. He's got a productive out. He moves Pedro to third base with less than 2 outs. But he popped the ball out. Now, normally, that's not a bad idea. Drop down the bunt. If you don't beat it out, at least you've moved the runner to third base, which is important.
Casey McGee is 0 for 1. Casey's due. He is with a stop there, preventing Alvarez from moving up. 2 runs on 3 doubles for the Pirates this inning. One-0 pitch from Santana to McGee. Chopper down to third. Wright looks the runner back and throws offline, and McGee is safe. An error on the throw for David Wright.
That play could be huge. He looks the runner back, as you said, and that may have cost him.
Rotino had to come way off the bag to field this throw.
Yeah, Rotino did the right thing. He didn't try to stretch. He went and got the ball If he tries to stretch, that ball might be in the stand. So go get it. And make sure at least nobody advances anywhere. So that was a good play by him. The Mets got a break with a popped up bunt, and now the break comes right back to the Bucks because Wright can't get an out on an easy ground ball.
Clint Barmas is 0 for 1, 2 on, 1 out for the Pirates shortstop. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Clint.
Barmas definitely needs to not be thinking pull, because that's going to mess him up with that changeup.
Two and one now.
What Clint really should be trying to do right here is to think right center. I'm going to hit the fastball to right center field. That way, if he gets a changeup and it's left up to where he can get the bat to it, he shouldn't be way out in front of it. In fact, he should pull that ball hard, maybe in the shortstop hole. Fastball to right, then he'll be able to keep the changeup fair and not be out in front of it.
Clint has 75 career home runs. Told me his most memorable home run came on a changeup on opening day in 2007 as a member of the Rockies against the Padres' Trevor Hoffman. First pitch changeup. So he has been able to connect with the change. Some pretty good pitching before. And he walked him. Bases full of Bucks. Jay Collins not too happy.
His ace has dug a little bit of a hole right there. He's upset with his all-star third. Maybe not upset with him, but not real happy that he didn't get that out on the easy ground ball. And it's really opened up an opportunity here for the Pirates.
Alvarez at third base. Over at second, McGee. And now Clint Barmas, the runner at first. And Michael McHenry, 0 for 7 this year with runners in scoring position, looking for that first knock. Tying run is at second base. 4-2 Mets lead.
Just need a single now.
Mets got all 4 of their runs in the second. Pirates trying to have the big inning, equal things up, and pressure on the 8-hitter here because pitcher Bedard on deck. McHenry, ground ball to Cedeno. Could be 2. It is 2. Well, Pirates had an opportunity, but the 3 straight doubles at the beginning of the inning got it going as Harrison, McCutchen, and Alvarez all with 2 baggers. It's now a 4-2 ball game. Behind the scenes look at them off the field on an all-new Inside Pirates Baseball. Here are Buck Money Moment, Pirate Tales, AGH Plays of the Week, and much more. Inside Pirates Baseball, Saturday, 6:30 on Root Sports. Don't miss it. Well, Buccos putting a couple of runs on the board, getting back in it. 4-2, top of the fifth, and David Wright reached base safely twice. He walked with 2 outs in the first and then delivered an RBI single in the Mets' 4-run second. First ball swinging up in the air to right center. There's Josh Harrison.
Hey, you like that? That 1 pitch, 1 out with the pitch count sitting at 85 right now for Eric. Bullpen quiet for the Pirates. Ray Searage working over the bubble gum.
Every so often you'll see him with a lollipop in there too. Clint's always been chewing a lot of gum out there. I think 9 out of 10 dentists surveyed agreed. Here's Hairston. Hit the ball on the ground twice. 2 outs recorded on the plays. And it's 2-0. Hairston at 247. And Bedard now trying to bear down on the Mets as the Buccos got him a couple of runs. Caught the corner there, 2-1. After this series, the Pirates don't see the Mets until a midweek 4-game series near the end of September. Pirates have done fairly well against the Eastern Division so far. Winning record against the East at 8-6. So a winning record at home at 10-8. Harrison recovers and makes the catch. 2 gone.
Might have thought that ball was hit a little bit better than it was. Changed direction, went to one knee for a moment.
It's got to be different seeing the ball in left field one day in one ballpark, right field here today.
Yeah, he started to go back, and then when he changed direction, he lost his footing.
Right fielder Lucas Duda. He lined out sharply to Neil Walker in the second, then struck out swinging in the third, 0 for 2. Ball and a strike now to Duda. Well, Harrison's got to love his role right now. In the spring training, it was right down to the end whether or not he'd make the club. He was one of the guys that was not figuring to be a starter, but battling for a bench spot out of spring training. I think he secured that certainly in March. And now playing all over the place. Clint saying don't even be surprised if you see him with a first baseman's mitt on sometime. He did say, however, that if they put Josh at first, it would be tough for the infielders because they'd have to throw downhill to get to him.
Keep it down.
Not as big as Willie Stargell. Two and 2. Number, that is a fair ball. And that's a base hit for Duda. Infield single for the Mets right fielder.
Now that ball should have went foul. What do you think? Where it's still, watch where it hits coming off the bat. It was the spin that kept it in fair territory. I think the first bounce was maybe a foul ball, and the spin coming off the end of the bat kicked it right along the chalk.
Tim Welke, the crew chief, making the call. Right there, he straddles the line. He's got the best view of it. There's Rotino. He is 1 for 2.
Watch where the ball hits on the first bounce. Look at that. 2 feet in foul territory and comes back fair. Now that is a crazy hop. That hop hits the chalk and that hop hits the chalk, so it had to be fair as it went over the back. But I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen a ball hit that far foul and make it back to fair territory.
Alvarez, short way to Walker, and that's it. No runs a hit and a man left through 4.5. Eric Bedard and the Pirates trailing the Mets 4-2. Major League debut for Gorkas Hernandez. He will hit for Eric Bedard. Bedard, 97 pitches, 54 for strikes, is out after pitching 5 innings to the Mets. A 4-2 Mets lead. And Hernandez here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's to come to the plate for the first time as a big leaguer, and he'll face left-hander Johan Santana. It's to face his countryman. Both from Venezuela. And Hernandez hits this one a long way foul down the right side.
I like the approach. Try taking the right field. He, I'm sure, knows all about the Santana changeup. He doesn't want to be out in front of it. So he's thinking right field.
Well, he's 9 years younger than Santana, so certainly grew up looking up to him in Venezuela. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gorkas was recalled Friday from AAA, hitting .266 for the Indianapolis Indians. He had 2 home runs there, 14 runs batted in. Didn't play at all in the series against the Tigers. Now he's ahead of Santana, 2-1. What a great story this would be back home if he can get a hit off of Santana in his major league debut. 3-1. Hernandez from El Tejero and Santana from Tovar Merida, which is about an 11-hour drive from Caracas. 3-2 now. It's through the Andes if you want to get your atlas out.
11-hour drive.
We can take a peek. Yes, sir.
Long way. The Andes.
Payoff pitch, and he struck him out. Came back and got him.
And with some kind of off-speed pitch, slider changeup.
Well, in tonight's Barrel Automotive League leaders stat, we look at the active career leaders and strikeouts per 9 innings for left-handed starters. And here's Santana, top of the list. Eric Bedard right behind him. Cole Hamels, John Lester, CC Sabathia. Barrel Automotive definitely worth the click. And that is based on 800 innings pitched. One out here in the Pirate fifth. And another countryman, Jose Tabata. Tabata to second base. Turner plays the hop, and Jose is 0 for 3 tonight.
Santana's been able to get back in the groove here. First couple of hitters, couple outs. Was hoping that you could have at least a long inning here.
Pitching coach Dan Worthen not have to do a lot of work when Santana's on the mound early in the game.
That's the beauty of having veterans like Santana or A.J. Burnett, Bedard. Pretty much let them go to work and let them do their thing. It's almost like they're just voice activated. Now J Mac, he's a younger guy. Pitching coach, I'm sure with that type of player you have to be more involved.
Harrison to the right side, right into the glove of Vinny Rotino. Step on the bag. And the Bucs done in order in their half of the fifth. We go to inning number 6 at PNC Park.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. By PNC Bank for the achiever in you. And by Chevy Cruise, which offers EPA estimated 42 mpg highway. Let's go Bucs!
That was a great play Josh made yesterday in Detroit. I want him to get going here. 4-2. Mets with the lead as we start the 6th inning. On with Dan Potash and Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. Enjoying the ball game tonight. Along with him and you. 4 runs on 6 hits for the Mets. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Bucs. And a new pitcher on to take over for Eric Bedard, who went 5 innings. Gave up the 4 earned runs on 6 hits. That's Chris Resop.
Resop's numbers this year. Got a couple of losses. ERA's in good shape.
Resop will face Ronnie Cedeno to get things started. The 7-hitter in Terry Collins' order. Mike Nickius, the catcher, and then Johan Santana, the pitcher, due up.
Cedeno been a little on the tough side tonight. 2 for 2.
Single, double, and a run scored. And Resop starts him out with a strike. 0-2.
Couple of good fastballs right on the outside part of the plate. Hard away.
We've seen him go after a lot of those pitches hard and away. Soft and away too. See what Reshop comes with here on the 0-2 pitch. Got him on the corner. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Cedeno sits down on 3 pitches. And he is barking at Laz Diaz. Ronnie's now 2 for 3.
Where is this pitch? It's at the upper edge of the strike zone, right on the corner. You take a borderline pitch 0-2. Sometimes you'll walk back to the dugout. It's a risk you take. It's kind of like a roll of the dice. When you get 2 strikes, you got to expand your strike zone.
Nikias, first ball swinging, grounds to Barnes, so 2 quick outs.
4 pitches, 4 strikes. I like that.
It's a good start for Reshop. See if he can keep it up against Johan Santana. So you get the 2 quick outs. Now the pitcher up. He's right. He's got his glove. Probably oiled it up today.
I don't want it to be a line drive. Just something soft over there.
A little humpback liner, maybe.
Be all he can handle. Only 1 hit so far this season for Santana.
On right by him.
The bold records he has, you think he'd have more than 1 hit.
Yeah. He doesn't have a silver slugger, though. He's got a lot of awards, but silver slugger, not one of them. So this one out of play for strike 2. Again, it was the anterior capsule of his left shoulder that was torn, and surgery performed on the 14th of September in 2010. Missed all of last year. Did pitch in the minor leagues and a couple of appearances. That was it. Actually pitched in a playoff game for one of the Mets single A affiliates. Pitched 3 innings there. It was game 2 of the South Atlantic League semifinals against Augusta. And then he had 2 other appearances with St. Lucie in the Florida State League, and that was it. Then all of his work that he was continuing in terms of rehab was shut down on the 8th of October. And then was told to do nothing, just rest, which he has done, and now back pitching full time in the big leagues. Mets got off to a very good start this year, Bob. They got off to a surprisingly good start. I don't know if a lot of folks had high hopes for the Mets.
Kind of a tough situation that they're in. There are a lot of times they've been in the news in the last couple of years for financial reasons. Not the good kind. They lost their one of their big name players, Reyes, moved on to the Fish.
Now playing shortstop in Miami. We just saw him. Terry Collins, longtime baseball guy. Spent time in the Pittsburgh organization with the Dodgers for a while. Houston. And Santana down on strikes. Good inning for Reshop. 1-2-3. He strikes out 2. It's for the Pirates. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning on a beautiful night in Pittsburgh. Let's check out the key matchup of the day from our friends at Day Automotive. Andrew McCutchen. April against left-handed pitching, still good, 320. But how about May? 706. 3 home runs and 8 runs batted in. Those numbers include tonight. He is 2 for 2 with an RBI double plus a base hit. Thanks to Day Automotive, we're going to make your day. But what a month of May for McCutchen.
Well, I'd like to see him get a double here, get this thing going. Great way to start the inning.
Vinny Rotino's gone out to left field for Scott Hairston. Mike Davis moves over to first base, a guy who really has been struggling at the plate. Terry Collins trying to give him some opportunities. Brings him in halfway through this ball game, a little more than halfway through.
There's Terry.
McCutchen taking ball 1.
Terry took over as a bullpen coach for the Pirates. I believe when Gene Lamont went to the White Sox.
Up in the air to center field, drifting back is Torres. And McCutchen is out. Well, fans, we invite you to sign up for Root Sports Red Alerts to get text updates on your favorite local teams, exclusive promotions for Root Sports viewers, and more. All you have to do is text alerts to 412-412 to join Root Sports Red Alerts. Message and data rates may apply. So be aware of that, but you get the alerts right to your phone. Even McCutchen's outs can be loud. Pedro Alvarez went a loud RBI double in the 4th, is 1 for 2. Gets it solidly toward the middle. Justin Turner will throw him out. There are 2 gone for the bunch in the 6th.
Santana's out there looking in for a sign. He likes to keep his hips loose. You notice that? Very loose.
Well, I wasn't looking at that, honestly. Now that you pointed it out, I'll start to look.
Check it out. He keeps his hips very loose out there. Not all the time, just occasionally. Maybe it's bothering him or something.
And he works the extreme third base side of the rubber. You just have to have contact with it. You don't have to be on it.
Well, that can be debatable at times. Just ask Steve Blass.
Yeah, it was debatable in the '71 World Series. Earl Weaver, citing Rule 801. Charged out of the dugout and delayed the game for a while, and the umpire said, no, he's got contact with the rubber, he's okay. That's the way that Steve had pitched all the time, and Weaver kept that trick in his back pocket just to that moment in Game 7 to try to rattle Blass.
See the hips?
Walker pops this one out of play.
Santana's he's very loose out there.
Yeah, the football draft guys call that fluid hips.
There he is, way over on the third base side of the rubber. From true center, you can tell how far he is off to the side. A lot of times, until the delivery is made, you'll see that pitcher's head right on home plate. Santana's so far off to the side, and even looking back the other way from true home. You look back, you can see second base. He is way over.
His right leg is lower than his left leg. It's in a downward slope slightly. It's just that little edge on the third base side with the spikes. Full count pitch. Walker rips it down the line. Should be 2. Takes a big bounce back into fair territory. Walker on his way to second, slides safe for the double. Double number 6 for Neal. Pirates with their 4th double of the ball game.
You hit it hard right inside the bag, and 2 outs. That's what you're looking for, a double. I tell you, the Rotino, he got in there real quick. See, barehanded the ball firing. He's trying to prevent it. He knows how important it is not to allow the runner to get to second base with 2 outs. Right comes up empty.
brings the tying run to the plate. Casey McGee. 2 men out, bottom of inning number 6. Walker at second. Santana out of the stretch. Pitch to Casey. Ball 1. A little 2-out magic for the Pirates.
Is that 4 doubles now? Out of the 6 hits. Really helps the offense out. Just 1 hit and you're in scoring position.
Got the edge of the plate for a strike.
Well, he took a lot off that changeup.
Casey McGee and Johan Santana going at it here in the 6th inning. 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. He was slumping, got a base hit on Saturday in Detroit that snapped an 0 for 20 skid. He has now started 8 of the last 10 games at first base for the Pirates. Doing a nice job defensively too. 2-1 to McGee. Here is Santana ready to go. To right field, and that one is foul. There's too much slice on it.
Almost got the parrot.
Parrot's in the wrong place.
See how the parrot just like he turned away from it, just like he was hitting. It's definitely a baseball parrot.
2-2 to Casey. Struck him out. Pirates get a double and leave a man. Santana has a 4-2 lead through 6.
Here at PNC Park, and the Mets again are celebrating their 50th anniversary, which is why they're wearing that patch on the left sleeve of their jersey. Now, no secret here, guys. Way back in 1962, their first season, the Mets won just 40 games. Just an ugly season. But their very first victory came right here in Pittsburgh. The Mets topping the Pirates 9-1 in front of just over 16,000 at Forbes Field. Jay Hook, 3 hitting the Buccos that day. New York improved to, if I can say improved to, 1-9. The Buccos suffered their first loss of the season. They were off to a 10-0 start before the Mets beat them that afternoon, guys.
That wasn't a miracle, Mets, pulling off the miracle to win a game.
Well, Jay Hook had one of the best curveballs of his time.
Well, he should have. A name like, you'd know about having a name dealing with pitching.
Hook's a nice one to have for a pitcher.
Does that mean your walks were particularly good? Better than others?
There was a few more than most people had. I know that.
Torres pops up the bunt.
Got a man
there. Resop with a catch. And Casey Stengel, the manager of the 62 Mets. He was a human cartoon, wasn't he?
Resop taking it easily. Sometimes you can't depend on the infielder to be able to get there in time. You got to get off the mound and make that catch on a pop fly yourself. I think I could even hear Resop yelling, "I got it, I got it, I got it." You're not used to saying as a pitcher. Too many times you say, "I got it."
You say, "You got it, you take it." Turner shoots this one foul off to the right.
Normally, if you're out there directing traffic, you're screaming somebody's name as loud as you can yell it. I'm sure that there is not any question about who should be catching a pop fly. As soon as the ball goes up, if you want to say something, you yell, "Who wants it?" And then when you hear somebody, then you start yelling his name. And if you want to take it a little bit further, you also can get involved and make sure nobody gets anywhere near him. I've seen pitchers do that where they'll actually get in front of somebody else just to add a little extra insurance that there's no collisions.
Nice pitch by Resop there, catching the inside part. 1-2 now to Turner.
So far, this is a great outing for Resop.
Yeah. Good so far. He's got 2 strikeouts. Retired 4 straight.
Making it look very easy. He has thrown 13 strikes and just 3 balls to this point. 4, I mean.
You couldn't have anticipated that.
I should have. It was 1-2, breaking ball. That's right where you're supposed to put it. Bounce it. See if you can get a swing. Watson in the bullpen.
One out, base is empty. Nice Searage watching Resop here.
Still got that gum.
Start to this outing. And the 2-2. In a foul on the right. Turner hits right-handers at a 259 clip. Been okay against right-handers. What we can do right now is watch and hope the offense shows up late in the ballgame. Pirates with a 2-run 4th. That's been it. They do have 4 doubles in the game. 3 came in a row in the 4th inning. Harrison, McCutchen, and Alvarez producing 2 runs. And Walker had the 4th double with 2 outs in the 6th. And he would be left at second base when McGee struck out. So the 3-2 missed. First base runner against Chris Resop. Here's tonight's AGH Sports Medicine injury update. Jeff Karstens in a rehab stint in Altoona in Double-A. Taking on Harrisburg tonight. Pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 hits. Had 1 strikeout through 37 pitches. Everything was reported to be well after his rehab stint. He'll rejoin the Pirates here tomorrow. Injury update brought to you by our friends at Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine, official medical provider of the Pirates.
A typical Karstens outing.
Yeah.
30-some pitchers, 3 innings. No walks.
A little more than 12 pitches an inning. That's okay. Take that. And I'm sure the folks in Altoona are happy to see him on the hill tonight. David Wright with 1 on and 1 out. Goes to right field down the line, but foul. Wright is 1 for 2 with a walk and a run batted in. Current batting average at .414. Quite a big lead over Matt Kemp of the Dodgers, who's next at .359. Safe at first. Carlos Ruiz, Philadelphia, next on that list, .355.
Got a good chance for McCutchen to be in that race all year long. Let's hope. I was mentioning all last week on the road about how if he keeps this up, he could maybe be a starter in the All-Star game instead of just making the squad. A lot of people around baseball certainly know now who Andrew McCutchen is. The way he's hitting now, extra base hits, home runs, his batting average.
He got his first taste of it last year in Arizona.
He should be getting a lot of votes this year, even outside of Pittsburgh.
1 ball, 1 strike count to right. Rhysop's pitch in the dirt. Blocked by the Fort. 2 balls and a strike. Important that McHenry kept Turner right where he was.
Yeah,
Pirates need to limit the Mets to no more runs here tonight.
You've got a 400 hitter at the plate. You don't want anybody second.
No. He's got another one. Well, Wright with a pair of base hits tonight. That moves Turner over to second base. So first and second, 1 out. David Wright stays hot.
Yeah, might have a pitching change here. Fastball inside corner. Right. He got the ground ball he's looking for to get a double play, but just happened to be perfectly placed in the hole.
Well, Wright standing at first base. And here comes Clint Hurdle. He's coming out to get Rhysop. And the left-hander Tony Watson will face Ike Davis. Pitching change at PNC Park. 4-2 Mets from the top of the 7th. 1 out. Mets with the lead. This Sunday, Buccos battling the Cubs at 1:35. All kids 14 and younger receive an Andrew McCutchen replica camo jersey thanks to Ballpark Franks and Giant Eagle. Plus, after the game, all kids invited to run the bases. Thanks to H.K. Anderson Pretzels. For tickets, visit Pirates.com. It's the same jersey the players will be wearing all Memorial Day weekend in support of the troops. It's a pretty neat looking jersey. Kids will be excited to have it. And here is Tony Watson now to face Ike Davis.
I think we should wear camo stuff that day.
Think so? Got a camo tie?
No, I'm talking about camo. Like a
face paint?
Ghillie suit, yeah. Oh. Jelly suit, what do you call those?
Ghillie suit, yeah.
The whole thing. Leaves hanging on us.
Yeah, that'd be fun, Bob. Let me know how it goes. Well, Mike Davis has the worst home batting average in the majors at .065, 4 for 62. Not at home right now, though. 1-0 to Davis, fouled back. He's got a baseball.
Game ball looks like too. A little looks like it's been rubbed up. It's got a little tan. It's not real white. That's how you tell those game balls. They look like they've been rubbed with mud because that's what's happened. They rub them with mud and then wipe it off, and then that's what you use during the game. If you have a nice clean white one, that's basically a batting practice ball. There's the ball back. Certain kind of mud. It's not like just going out here and getting the mud out of the garden or anything. It comes in a can. It's from Mississippi.
Mississippi mud.
They ship it to all the ballparks.
And pitch up high.
We're going to have to set the gypsies to work to find out exactly where that mud comes from.
And you know they're going to work.
Yep.
There's a strikeout. And now Davis, 2 for his last 27 going back to the 12th of May. Watson comes in and strikes him out. He'll face Duda next.
You bring in the lefty to go after him to see if you can get that strikeout with a runner in scoring position. And you could definitely see from that strike zone graphic and the shot before, he was pitching very tough. You saw fastballs up and in, breaking balls out of the strike zone. That's how you pitch a guy when you're trying to strike him out. And Davis scuffling right now. A good matchup for the Pirates. Probably try and do the same thing here to Duda. Fastballs in. Those breaking pitches off the plate away. There's the first one. Breaking ball down the way.
Duda had that weird infield hit in the 5th that started out down the third baseline and foul ground, and then hit chalk twice, once before the bag and once after the bag. I don't know how many at bats would have to take place before you might ever see anything like that again.
I don't think I'll ever see a ball hit 2 feet foul and continue down the line, bounce over the bag in fair territory. I don't think I'll ever see that again.
A couple of hops to Walker. That takes care of the Mets. So Watson puts out the fire. We've reached stretch time. 7th inning stretch. Staying right here at the ballpark. Take you around.
Follow the bouncing Eaton Park Smiley Cookie and join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
James Brown got the feeling, the fever for the flavor of a 6 world championship. We've been gone for a minute, now we handling this. PRR to the A to the TES. They call us Bucks cause we money, homie, know we the best. Like we the Bucks, we gon' get it to this team's incredible. Let's go, Bucks. Let's tell them where we from,
4-2 Mets leading the Pirates. Go to the bottom of the 7th. Pirates trying to come back in this one. The opener of a 10-day, 9-game homestand. The Pirates are here also. Bob Walk played for the Pirates, Little League.
Yes, I did. We had blue hats.
The Blue Pirates. 1-0 to Barmas. And that's inside 2-0.
Got an answer back on our mud question. It's up in the air. Some sources say the mud is from the Mississippi. Others say it's from Delaware. We'll need further research.
2 balls and 1 strike.
I'm going to have to go down and actually take a look at the can and see if it has a made in Delaware mark on it or a made in Mississippi.
Strike call to Barmas. And even 2-2 to the Pirates shortstop. Santana delivers home. Barmas. A looper to right center field, and that's in for a hit. Barmas is 1 for 2.
Didn't get much of it off the end of the bat. Got enough. Kept it down enough too. The ball gets a little height. It'll be hang up there so that somebody could run underneath it. Kept it low and got it just far enough. Tying run at the plate.
And McHenry takes outside. Ford hit into a double play to end the 4th inning. He's also struck out, so due for 1.
A lot of high ERAs in this Met bullpen.
And the Fort lifts one high and deep to left center field. Way back. Tie ball game. Michael McHenry ties it at 4. A round tripper on Santana.
How about that? I tell you, this offense is a little on the unpredictable side. That's got to make McHenry feel a lot better. He got up at a big moment last time, hitting that double play, and now he ties the game with 1 swing. How about that? Checking the Rutino in the outfield to see what he was doing. That'll always give you a little bit of an idea on how far you hit it. I saw Walker that you see him say, "I called that." He looked at McCutcheon and said, "I called that."
Jamaica Navarro hitting for Tony Watson, or rather, Watson, who came into the 9 spot. So bombs away for the Fort. And now this livens up this PNC Park crowd. The chance of let's go Bucks all over.
I was talking about those ERAs in the bullpen before that. And if we can get in there, got a great shot too. 5 guys have an ERA 4 or higher in that Met bullpen. Francisco, their closer, has an ERA of 7.56.
Rock and I were talking yesterday before the game about some comments that some players around the league have been saying you don't want to get into some teams' bullpens because of all the hard throwers, but there are certain teams that you do. Navarro down on strikes quickly, so 1 out now. But the Mets might be that team that you want to get in, because we've seen some bullpens pop so far this year. Guys can really sling it.
Strike 3 pitch up out of the strike zone. Navarro chasing after it. Always certain guys, you know, you really pull for because you get to know them, and you know how good guys they are. That's one of them right there. Michael McHenry, hard worker. He'll do anything. He'll warm up pitchers in that bullpen in spring training. Just one right after another. Never says anything. He just comes out, works hard, does his job. Feel good for him. That home run tonight.
Especially getting off this guy. Down the field prior to the game, he said hi to me, and I said, hey, he goes, that's all you got for me? Is that just one word? I said, yep, that's it. I said, this guy you're facing tonight's good, I'll tell you that. He said, yeah, I've heard. We got the better of him on that pitch. And now Tabata will trot down to first base as Santana has issued a walk. And now the Pirates with a go-ahead run on base in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, just one out right now. Still plenty of time to make something out of this inning, obviously, with some speed at first base. Santana approaching 100 pitches. He's at 96 now. And that's going to do it. He's not going to get to 100.
Santana's all done. Well, the Pirates finally get to him. Michael McHenry hits a home run and ties it up.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Levin Furniture. For the best deal on Tempur-Pedic mattresses, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
We've noticed our camera crew captures some great moments during Bucko games. You can make these moments yours. Check out our new Capturing the Moment photo gallery. You can view and download special Pirate game photos taken by Root Sports. Just visit rootsports.com. That was from Comerica Park in Detroit yesterday. Walker with his home run, but Bobby Parnell is on now for Johan Santana with the go-ahead run at first base, and Jose Tabata.
Parnell is not one of those guys with the real high ERA.
Jose back in plenty of time.
Parnell, the lowest ERA in the pen.
He misses to Harrison, 1-0. Parnell can be a hard thrower. Salisbury, North Carolina. Not too far from Charlotte. 27-year-old right-hander. Time was called. Oh, late. Bugs you pitchers, doesn't it? The time is called that late.
Oh, that bothered me.
And
I think it bothers me more, though, now that I'm watching the game instead of playing it.
And it's not the hitter. The umpire has to call it. The hitter can call for time all day long, but until he's granted it, it's not timeout. 1-1 now to Harrison. Michael McHenry's third home run ties the game at 4.
Already, right now I'm sure thinking about the top of the 8th, who's coming up. Catcher really has to be involved on both sides of the ball.
Cedeno, he won't have a play, and Harrison aboard, and now with Harrison moving Talbot into second, a potential go-ahead run in scoring position. And an error on David Wright, the third baseman.
Wright struggling over at third tonight. Looked like a possible double play ball as that was leading him towards second base, and he just gator-armed it.
Second error on Wright. And a throwing error back in the 4th. Casey McGee hit it down there to it.
McCutchen coming up. It's a huge error.
And this is the biggest at bat in the ball game, to say the least, with the Pirates' hottest hitter, McCutchen, at 2 for 3, facing the right-hander Parnell. McCutchen has faced him twice before. He's 1 for 2. One out, 2 on. And Parnell deals to McCutchen. Nothing in 1.
I'm thinking gap shot here. How about you?
What would
you
right.
like?
I'd like that.
I'd like to see Josh score all the way from first base.
Time is gone. Parnell took too much time on the hill for McCutchen's liking.
How about that block?
Big block by Nikias there prevents the runners from moving up.
Big play right there with just 1 out. Talbot at second base.
Andrew McCutchen, current average at .343. Parnell with the 1-1 delivery. Now it's 1-2. Almost wishing Santana was in a way because of the way McCutchen hits left-handers. Pretty good against right-handers as well.
Not 700 though.
No, not 700. 290, which is okay. 101st at bat against a right-hander. Strikes out.
I think he left the strike zone. He went upstairs, or Parnell did, and Andrew chased him. Yeah, there's no way that was in the strike zone.
Oh, Terry Collins, after Parnell gets the right-hander McCutchen, comes out to get Parnell, and he will bring out the veteran left-hander Tim Burdack to face Pedro Alvarez. trying to record the final out.
I think Collins is trying to lighten up the mood out there. I think he's getting on right about his defense, right in front of everybody else.
Michael McHenry's home run tied it up. Well, that got him going here tonight. Michael McHenry with his third home run of the season. All of his RBIs this season, by the way, coming on home runs. 2 solo shots and the 2-run shot. Barmes with the base hit to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Now Tim Burdack, the lefty, will face Pedro Alvarez with 2 on and 2 out.
The other good ERA is now in the game. They will deteriorate from here.
Yeah, if you keep going through them, eventually you're going to get to those high ERA guys.
They use their 2 best. After this one, they start going up.
Alvarez 1 for 3, an RBI double in the 4th inning. Jose Tabata at second base. Josh Harrison, big lead at first. Pedro pops this one up over the third base dugout and into the seats for strike 1.
Got a text a while ago from Todd Raleigh. He's one of my best investigators. He says Delaware, by the way, on the mud.
Well, I've been looking it up. I just didn't want to admit the director was right. So
it is Delaware?
It is Delaware. I was just hoping we'd breeze over that till tomorrow.
Why did we think it was Mississippi?
And the thing is, it's one of those things where you know it, but you don't talk about it for a while, you forget. It's Mississippi mud, and I haven't. This guy invented it. And the pitch fouled off. And a 1-2 count on Alvarez. Holding lefties to a 125 average. Has allowed a home run.
Well, that's one thing that Alvarez has had to deal with. That when games on the line, the other teams have been bringing in their best lefty to face him. Goes with the territory.
200 against left, 200 against right, average wise. Henry tied it 2-2, and they'll have to wait, see if they can take the lead in the 8th. Pedro down on strikes. He's 1 for 4. Pirates leave 2. 4-4 after 7-4. In Cincinnati, top of the ninth. 7-0 Houston. Chicago really struggling, coming off a weekend sweep at the hands of the White Sox. And losing on the road there, at least to this point in the game. Giants ahead of Milwaukee. Padres had an extra inning win yesterday. 1-0. Leading in St. Louis.
Keep going. Beat up on those Redbirds.
Here's Jared Hughes. I thought you were telling me to keep going with the scores. I was waiting for more.
No, keep going, Padres.
Yeah, Padres had a victory yesterday and then had to travel. And the Cardinals last night were beaten by the Dodgers. 4-4, and Kurt Neuenhuis pinch hitting for the Mets. And now the Bucs 3 games out. I don't know if you caught the end of that game with the Cardinals last night. The Dodgers, Sandy Van Slyke's son, got the game-winning homer, hit it out on a 3-0 pitch. And the Dodgers would knock off the Cards, end up sweeping them. 1-2 now to Neuenhuis. Neuenhuis batting .277. 2 for 2 as a pinch hitter, though. Hitting for Rotino, and now he's 3 for 3. Neuenhuis, an opposite field single.
Hughes pitching an inning in yesterday's game did a nice job. You see that sinker was elevated a little bit. Has a little bit of a tail, also brought it back to the center of the plate.
Hughes' ERA among rookie relievers, 1.25. He leads the major leagues.
He came in yesterday and went through the middle of that Tiger lineup. 1, 2, 3 with ease.
You got Dirks, Cabrera, and Fielder in the 8th inning. Cedeno tries to bunt. And that is a strike.
Having a hard time chasing after that sinker. He did not let the ball come to the bat. He was pushing down rather quickly, trying to catch up to that sinker as it was dropping.
Strike 2. Cedeno started the game off well in the 2nd inning with a double off the right center field wall, and then had a base hit to follow that up in the 3rd. Right, also score a run in the 2nd inning. That's got all their runs in the 2nd off Eric Bedard. It was an inning where Bedard threw 29 pitches. And now Bedard off the hook tonight after McHenry's home run tied it.
Neither starter will have a hand in this one.
Runner takes off. Cedeno fouls it off. So Neuenhuis back to first.
Cedeno certainly having a tough time with that sinker. He couldn't bunt it, and then just barely got a piece of it on the swing.
Neuenhuis off of first base. Hughes set. Throw to first.
Oh. Thank you, Casey. That one looks like it was heading to the stands. Quickly step over there and stab that one.
Cedeno staying alive. Cedeno playing more these days with Ruben Tejada not available. He's played second base, short, and some third base this year. Spent a little time on the disabled list as well, coming back 10 days ago. Pirates thinking something was on. Pitch out, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good count for that.
Yeah, they're not going to lose anything if they're not going. Trying to throw a ball on an 0-2 count anyway.
And they throw to first. No nice back easily that time. Cedeno trying to do a little damage late, but Hughes has been very good. Jared making his first opening day roster this year and solidifying a spot in the Pirate bullpen. Again, the pitch out. And nothing doing for the Mets. Clint Hurdle, a former Met. Down to third. Diving stop by Alvarez. To his feet, throws him out. Super play by Pedro. Retiring Cedeno tried to make it with a head first slide, but a bullet of a throw from Alvarez.
Now that could be a game saver. You know, if the Pirates come up and win this ball game, I think we should talk about that play. If that sneaks down and gets in the corner for a double, even if they don't score a run, it's going to be best case scenario 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. And Ronnie is still sliding in the first.
Terrific play by El Toro, throwing some leather around. The potential lead runs at second now. 1 out. Moving Heist there. And Nikias, the catcher, takes a strike. That's the guy they've got to keep on the bags.
Thank goodness he's not sitting at third right now with nobody out. Great defensive play. And then you get up after making that diving catch and you just fire a perfect strike across the diamond. Making sure that, again, he's not on third.
Hughes 0-1. It's in the dirt, and Millen Heist down to third. So it was inevitable,
I guess.
He is at third base, and not a good situation now for Hughes. Wild pitch.
Didn't get away very far. Barely even got to the grass. But the thing is, it bounced to the first base side. If that bounces over to the third base side, the runner doesn't go anywhere.
So now the infield drawn in. And Nikias with a 1-1 count. Nice pitch by Hughes. Strikeout would be huge here. Nikias struck out looking in the third. And the always intense looking face of Jared Hughes getting ready to deliver this 1-2 pitch.
Serious man when he's on the hill.
He's got his sign now. And the 2-2. Got him.
Dodged the bullet. Now the infield can move back with 2 outs.
Huge strikeout for Jared Hughes.
Right over the top of that sinker. Torres. Chased the ball.
Ray Sayers will come out and visit with Jared Hughes. They'll give him the scouting report on the pinch hitter Mike Baxter. Baxter will come out and hit in the 9 spot for the Mets. Baxter has had a little bit of time in the major leagues with San Diego. That was back in 2010 and appeared in 22 games for the Mets last year. Hughes still has one more out to get in the top of the 8th. As a pinch hitter, Baxter, decent numbers, 8 for 17. It's a 471 average. He also has driven in 6 runs. He's got the most pinch hits in the major leagues. And they're going to walk him. And get to the leadoff man, Andres Torres. Baxter's hitting a career high 4 straight games, so the Pirates not taking any chances with one of the better pinch hitters in the big leagues right now. Baxter will be walked, and then Torres, who is 0 for 3, he's walked once, scored once. Again, struck out twice and popped up a bunt. There's the 4th wide one, so Baxter takes his place down at first. Runners at the corners and 2 outs. 4-4 ball game, 8 hits apiece. Mets with 2 errors and the Pirates with none. David Wright committed both errors, one with the glove, one with the arm. And here is the switch hitting center fielder Andres Torres. He is 2 for his last 37.
Pedro in tight on the grass. You can see there, just in case Torres might be thinking about getting that run home with a bunt. I mean, way in on the grass. He's got good 2 steps in on that grass, and that's where the cutout area is. Just to give you a feel for how shallow he's playing. Totally taking that bunt away. Creeping in.
Well, we told you what he hasn't done, but what he has done, Torres, he's hit well with runners in scoring position and 2 men out. It's 5 out of 8. Two balls and no strikes. Takes care of the first strike to Torres.
Needed that one.
Yeah, you fall behind 3-0 here. That's trouble.
Pretty much in the same spot. Just barely caught the edge of the strike zone. Boy, that was a big call to get.
That's strike 2. So now Hughes a strike away from getting out of this inning and killing the Mets' threat. Nieuwenhuis led the inning off with a pinch hit base hit. He's at third base. Cedeno robbed by Alvarez on a terrific play. Hughes struck out Nikias. The intentional walk to Baxter. And now Andres Torres waiting for the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch from Jared Hughes. And a ground ball towards second. Walker backing up, flips to Barnes, and they got him. So Hughes strands the runners. And the Buccos go to the bat rack for the bottom of the 8th. 4-4. The May and into June, a lot of Central Division action after the Mets and the day off Thursday. The Cubs are in for the weekend, and then the Cincinnati Reds. First visit to Milwaukee is June 1st, and then over to Cincinnati again, and then Kansas City comes back here as the Pirates will open another interleague series. Nissan road ahead. Baxter remains in the ball game. He will stay in left field now. Neuheis over to center field. Neuenhuis rather. And John Roush is the pitcher. Taking over for Burdack, who just pitched the third of an inning, getting the strikeout of Alvarez. Walker smacks one down the left field side. That's foul.
Last time I saw Walker hit a foul ball like that, he hit the next pitch out of the ballpark.
Well, that was only yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. He did, didn't he?
Hit one just like that, hit it hard, just fouled down the left side. Next one went in the bleachers.
He's only faced Roush once before. He's 0 for 1, and this one again down the left field side.
Here's what happened yesterday after that long foul ball. The next one, long home run.
This is his 26th career home run. He's now tied with Carlos Garcia for 7th all time among second basemen for home runs. Freddie Sanchez is next with 29. Oh, and 2 to Walker. Be great to get a run here and then bring on the hammer and finish it out. That would be a nice script if they could follow it.
They have it written, and he's getting ready, whether it's a save situation or not.
Neuenhuis and Baxter, he drops it. Walker still running, and Walker safe at third, standing up. Neuenhuis and Baxter both just in there. Neither one could decide who to get it. And Terry Collins in disbelief.
Neuenhuis has the ball. He has the call. He's the center fielder. And Baxter shouldn't be there. The only possible explanation for Baxter standing there is that he can't hear him. Maybe the crowd was too loud. I don't know. But the center fielder calls the ball. You get out of there.
A 3-base error for Neuenhuis.
Baxter, he's camped. He's going to make the play easily. But there has to be, some kind of rules of the road to go by. And the rules are, if center fielder calls it, you're done. You're out of the play. And Baxter, he stayed right there and was the cause for the error. Baxter on left. Terry Collins not too happy with the defense today. 3 errors. And this one could be the one that means the game.
And Nikias had to block that one. So the Pirates have the go-ahead run at third base. And McGee trying to get in Walker. That's up high, 2-1. And it wasn't as though Baxter and Neuenhuis collided. It was like Neuenhuis kind of stopped short, knowing that Baxter was there.
Yeah, and after he did drop the ball, I think he got Baxter's glove to his face. But yeah, if Baxter is not there, he doesn't drop the ball.
Terry Collins just making the defensive change this inning. And the Pirates trying to take advantage of the miscue.
What's that play again? It's plain. He's yelling, I got it. He's got his hand out. That just cannot happen. A center fielder is calling the ball like that. It's his. What I think Baxter can say is, hey, I never hurt him. Crowd was too loud, yelling.
Down to third, and Walker's got to hustle to get back to the bag, and a nice play by David Wright to retire Casey McGee.
Wow, that was a redeemer. A couple of the errors. That was a fine play. Look how far he is off the line. Come over there, make that catch on the backhand, run away into foul territory, and still make a throw to get the out. Walker is not going on contact, obviously, and that's why he went back to the bag. Now with one out, he may be going on contact, and if a similar ball is hit, he'll be breaking home.
Armas had a hit to lead off the 7th for the Pirates, and gets this one in the air to right. Not very deep. Walker's going to try it. Here comes the throw. Neal, safe! And the Pirates lead it 5-4. Clint Barmas drives in the go-ahead run.
Got it just out there deep enough. The throw going a little bit to the foul side. Good hard slide, feet first, right to the plate. Nothing tricky about it. You know, if you slide wide and try to get it with your hand, you're probably going to be out. That's the best way to slide home, right there. Hard, late, feet right on the plate. And if he hadn't have taken that approach, he was going to be out.
Now Michael McHenry takes a strike. So the Keystone Kid comes in to score. Gives the Pirates their first lead of the ball game. Pirates have come back from 4 runs down.
Absolutely. This is a great ball game. This kind of ball game you love to play in front of the hometown crowd. And you spot them forward just to make it interesting, I guess, huh?
Well, that's not really how it goes.
That's the way it went tonight.
That's the way it went, but it's not the way you draw it up. Barmas went 2 for 3 yesterday in Detroit. Got a hit tonight and an RBI sacrifice fly. And McHenry strikes out. But Neil Walker comes in to score the go-ahead run, and it's hammer time now. Pirates trying to close this one out, leading 5-4. $7:05. It's a free shirt Friday. All fans receive Pirates t-shirts courtesy of the Breathe Project. Come early for the first block party of the season before the game on Federal Street and enjoy live local music and food. For tickets, visit pirates.com/free shirt Friday. They've come out to the Hall of Fame Club starting in the 7th inning. Pirates alum Dave Cash will be the celebrity bartender. Mike Baxter not feeling very good. Terry Collins dealing with the young player. He's dealt with a lot of young players over the course of his career, and putting his arm around him, trying to comfort him.
That's all part of being a manager. You got to use even a situation like this where it might cost you a ball game. Everybody's feeling low. You teach with it. You use that to drive home a point so it never happens again. At the same time, as you said, put your arm around him. Give him a little squeeze. Not the end of the world.
Well, now Hanrahan is charged with the task of closing this one out. Facing Daniel Murphy. Delivers strike one.
Definitely went with the script that you wrote. Got the run. Nate's out in left field. Pablo has moved over to right field.
That's strike two.
Score a run, bring in the hammer. That's what you wanted. There's the hammer's numbers.
Looking for his 10th save. The 0-2 coming to Daniel Murphy. Slap foul. And Murphy, last lefty off the bench. Only guy remaining on the bench for Terry Collins is his backup catcher tonight, Rob Johnson.
Isn't it so different from the last three games?
Yes.
Benches are being used.
Very different. I mean, look, I could show you the scorecard, but this is
the Tigers. When the game would start, they had two players on their bench.
Yes.
They had an extra infielder and a backup catcher, and that's all they had.
That's all they needed.
And they never even used those.
There's a bounce at first, backing up McGee. He'll take it himself. One gone. Three unassisted for Casey. And the Pirates looking for two more outs, but David Wright. 2 hits tonight in 3 trips plus a walk.
Looking out at that St. Louis San Diego game. St. Louis has come back. They're up 2-1 now.
Right, foul ball pass to diving McGee. Well, Wright has had some pretty good luck against Joel Hanrahan. 6 out of 14, 429. He does have a home run off him. He has driven in 8 runs when Hanrahan has been on the hill. Of course,
I think Wright
his career.
He likes hitting in this ballpark. If I remember correctly, he came in second in the home run hitting contest here during the All-Star game. He's not one of the guys you think of when you think of winning home run contests, but he was very good in that here at PNC Park.
97 on the gun for Hanrahan. That's pretty much where he was over the weekend too in Detroit. He's been 96, 97 consistently, even threw a 90-mile-an-hour slider at one point. That's some velocity. And a ground ball towards short. Barnes with a backhanded play. Throw, got him.
Nice toss, right on the money.
Well, we'd love to see that out of Barnes. He's showing some range with Alvarez guarding for the double down the line. A lot of room on that left side of the infield for Wright.
Wright tried to sneak one through that shortstop hole like he did earlier, but Barnes said no way.
And right now it stands between save number 10 and Pirate victory is Ike Davis, who has struggled mightily in the last few weeks for the Mets. Strike one. Pirates trailed after an inning and a half, 4-0. Got 2 in the 4th, 2 more in the 7th. And a 3-base error charged to Kurt Neuenhuis, the center fielder, led to Neil Walker scoring on a short fly ball to right off the bat of Barnes.
Get one more out here. This game right here gives you a good feeling. Then it would be enough 4 runs down and a comeback.
Strike two, and now the Hammer 1 strike away.
Good clean baseball game. The bullpen doing a great job. Timely hitting. Big home run from the fort.
Everybody's up.
Fun game to watch tonight.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Hanrahan delivers. A little high, 2-2.
He tried to throw it by him at the letters, looking for a swing.
Got it. Ball game's over. Hanrahan save number 10. And the Pirates get their 20th win in 2012 as they come all the way back from 4 runs down to defeat the Mets 5-4.
Great win right here. To be able to come back from 4 runs like we talked about is just a great feeling for this team. And even the way it ended with a strikeout, I mean, that's just perfect. Fans got to love this ball game. Those guys love this ball game. McHenry loved this ball game. A lot of heroes tonight. Barmas got a big hit, got the sacrifice fly. How about the catch that Alvarez? Remember the diving play down the line? That was huge. A lot of heroes.
Well, the Buccos get the victory here, 5-4. We send you out to second.